All right. Hello, everybody. Back to our normal time on Thursday. Yay, Thursday at noon. Welcome. I'm Paula Montgomery from Desert Cat Creations, and I want to welcome you to our week 3 design reveal of the 2026 Bead Stash Challenge. If you haven't joined us before, welcome, and let us know where you're in from. Even if you're catching the replay, I'd love to know that you're out there, you're watching, and where you're coming in from. As always, if you have any questions, please either comment on the video and I will respond, or you can direct message me if it's something you don't want to share with everybody else. And if you're watching this on YouTube, just comment, or you can email me, direct message to me as well. Excuse me. If you haven't already, please like and follow us. Like and follow Desert Cat Creations on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. All our videos reside on YouTube for longer periods of time. They're only available on Facebook for 30 days. We'd also love to have you join our Bead Stash Challengers group. That's where we share our designs. You get previews, sneak previews usually of our new products, and which I'm going to show you our latest kits today. And then we will get into our week 3 design. Today we are going to make a bookmark, so that'll be fun. We will be on our regular time, Sunday, so Sunday at noon, we will be drawing for week 4. And then I think we're okay next week. The following Sunday, though, I will have to make some adjustments to the schedule because it's Tucson Gem Show time. Yay! And for whatever reasons, one of the shows that I normally would go to earlier in the week isn't opening till Saturday, and I already had stuff I have to do on Saturday, so I'm going to have to go on Sunday, which means we won't be at our normal time. But anyways, we'll talk more about that on Thursday. And let's go ahead and flip the camera over and see what we've got here. All right, so just a reminder, I am running a sale. Oh, hey, Janelda. Oh, no problem. I will, yes, send her my prayers. Anyways, so I just want to remind people through the 16th of February, we are offering this New Year's sale. If you buy any one item, you get 26% off because it's 2026, right? If you buy any 2 items, you get 30% off. And any bundle, which is 3 or more items, you get 35% off. And that's a really good deal. It's better than last year's buy 2, get 1 free. So if you want to order from the website, it is https://desert-cat-creations.square.site. And you will have to put in those coupons appropriate to what you purchase, right? I will say if you buy like 3 of our newest kits, they're a little less dollar amounts. You will not be able to get the 35% off on the website because I have a minimum dollar amount. So if you're interested in your 3 items being just the new kits, let me know directly and you can get that 35% off through me. I just can't offer it through the website. It's the way I have to set up the coupons. But anyways, that's what those codes are for. And I said I'd give you that sneak preview in our new kits. Now I showed you a couple of you have already partaken, but we had a new couple new heart sun catchers. The blue kit, which I found enough to make 3 more, I think. So I think I have 4 kits available. It's going to be very similar to this one. I need to make up the sample. I didn't want to do that because I have such a limited number. And the funny thing is that what's limiting me is the extra blue crystals. I have lots of this crystal, but I do not have matching crystals to go with it. All right. But that kit will make up something similar to this, which was last year's heart kit. Last year's was $12 because I had a lot more beads and crystals in here. Okay. This year's is $10. And like I said, the blue one, and I think maybe next week we'll make that up just so you guys can see it. But it'll be very similar to this. I did find one more pink kit in my stash, in case anybody's interested in that. So the other two kits I put together, this one is what I'm calling my purple theme, and it's got some copper chain. Ignore the hook on the top. I haven't decided if I'm including the hook or not. But you could adjust this. I probably would make it a little shorter, but it depends on what you want to do. But it's got our beautiful purple hearts that are, you know, basically the same color as in our Violet Dream crystal. These bottom crystals are, you know, some of those special orders that I did through Beadoria last year. So some of the sizes and colors and shapes are unique to me. They are not available on the Beadoria website. So if you're interested, that one is also $10, and you will get the crystals, the chain, and there's some assorted spacers in here. Okay. So, I just wanted to do something a little different design, not exactly the same. Now, the other kit is what I'm calling the Magic Purple kit, although I think if you were into Swarovskis, this is the vitriol, I think is what it was called. I will say that neither the videos or the pictures do either of these justice. These colors of these crystals are gorgeous. This one's a little lighter purple and green, maybe even a little hot pink, depending on how you look at it. And I've combined it with some silver spacers and some little crystals down here. So a little different design. And after I made it, I decided I am going to throw in this because I thought that would be really cute at the bottom of this tassel. So, Janelle, the You Do Not, these are the two that I just listed yesterday. So those kits are also $10 each. I'm not giving written directions to any of these, and the reason I'm doing that is because I want you to make it what you want it to be. I mean, you're welcome to copy my design, so I will post the pictures and we will make them together. This one, we had the video out there from last year, and we'll pick a time to make these, but I want people to, you know, make them to what they like. So like I said, like this one will include all the hearts, all the spacers. There's more spacers in here that are hard to see. Yes, I can, Janelle. You want one of each of those? And like I said, I think if I was doing it over, I would have added this bigger crystal down here. So that's why I'm adding the bigger crystal to your design. But you will get some of this chain, enough chain to do this, and you will have extra chain. And there is enough chain that you could use chain up here to hang it. It's just up to you. But like I said, I want people to be able to just sort of customize those. And, you know, you don't have to use the same length of chain as me, but you will get enough chain that you can, you know, unless you're putting really long connections in here. And like I said, I'd probably actually shorten this one a little bit, but it depends on where I hang it. So that's those. And I do have, once again, I have limited numbers. With these two kits, it's because of the, I have a limited number of hearts, but I'm hoping I will find more next weekend when I'm running around at the gem shows, but no guarantees. So at the moment, I have, I think 6 of this kit, and I have 7 of this one available. And again, like I said, there's the blue one. There's currently 4 available. And that's just because I don't have enough of all the pieces. All right. So there's your advertisement. And like I said, all those kits are $10. The one pink kit is $12 because it has a lot more crystals that I cannot find again. So there we are. All right, just a reminder what we're making today. So we're making a bookmark. We have to use arrows in our design. So I've got a couple of arrow charms out here. So there's our arrows. We have to use chain in our design. So I'm going to use this chain that is the same chain that's in the kit, but it's a small paper clip chain. So it's not real thick. So we'll use that. We're going to use wire wrapping. So I've got my handy dandy Soft Flex craft wire. And we had to make a design inspired by hobby. So I had to think about that one a little bit because, you know, my main hobby is beads and making some of this stuff for you guys. But I also, you know, last year, I think my hobby one I made was for wine tasting and reading. I made 2 different designs, but I decided this year that really one of my big hobbies is taking pictures of cactus, and it's particularly blooming cactus. So I pulled out some beads from our cactus blooms mix, and then I pulled out a few just flower beads. All right, and pulled out some cactus spacer beads as well as charms. So we'll see what we end up using out of that. But again, my hobby that I'm representing with this is my love of taking pictures of blooming cactus. That's what I love to do. All right. And then I thought, and I was debating whether I wanted to put a clasp on this thing, but I think I'm not going to. But the reason I was thinking about a clasp was, I don't know if you remember last year, and I will say this is one of the videos that did not get saved when they changed the policy, but we made this bookmark using a magnetic clasp. So the nice thing is it, you know, hangs around your book. Right. I have a book. This was a pretty good book if you like mystery novels. But anyways, what you do is you take the chain, you know, and that's the part you stick into the book. And then your decorative pieces out here can connect together. And the nice thing is, you know, now your bookmark doesn't run off, you know, or fall out. So anyways, I thought that was a fun design we made last year. So we're actually making something similar, but without the clasp, and without the undrilled bead that had to be on there. Okay. All right, so let's start with laying this out. So let me move all those out of the way. So I would consider this a medium-sized book. You know, some paperbacks are small. So I'm going to say that I need probably, you know, the length of the book, plus I'm going to put like 3 or 4 inches on both sides. Now I could make it a little longer if I was going to use that magnetic You know what? I'm torn, but we won't do the magnetic class this time. So I'm gonna add a couple extra inches beyond the length of my book. So let's see what I ended up with here. It's 12. So about 15 inches. And oh, just a reminder, this chain is stainless steel, so you may want to use your memory wire cutters. It's pretty thin, so you can probably use your regular cutters, but you know, I always figure if in doubt when I'm cutting chain, use your memory wire cutters so you don't mess up your regular cutters. And I'll probably need some jump rings here. So I've got a couple options here. Now I can, you know, wire wrap some beads onto the bottom. I can do dangles. Maybe a couple dangles would be nice. Maybe put a cactus at one end, which I think he needs some blooms, right? So maybe give him a little crown with his bloom. Let's see if I can. Probably not on the screen. All right, so I'm thinking of, you know, wire wrapping a little flower set and then a cactus there, which means I should probably put an arrow on this one. And maybe a cactus spacer bead. I don't know. You always forget you could use. I do too, but you know, it was handy that it told me I had to use chain today. So I could make this a bit of a beaded chain. So let's say, you know, I don't know, let's start with one end. Let's put this cactus on and then we'll decide if we want to do something more. All right. So if you didn't take advantage of our buying our Desert Southwest bundle last year, we do have the bead mix and the metal mix. So those arrows are from our metal mix. And these crystals are from our Desert Blooms mix. I've had a lot of fun with that mix this year, making designs, and I still haven't gone through all of the metal mix yet. But, although sometimes I pull things out of my stash and I end up putting them in there, so I'm not sure that I haven't added things back in that I ever used. All right, we're wire wrapping. Now see, I got it zoomed in. I'm off the screen today, but all right. So we did a loop to attach our attach our cactus, and we're going to attach that directly to one end of the chain. So we're going to do our 90-degree bend. We are going to do our loop. I don't need a very big loop because the loops on the chain are pretty small. But I think they're a great size because you can still easily get, you know, wire into them. Sometimes, you know, when you buy a little small chain, it's really hard to figure out how to connect something to them. All right, now I'm going to just hold that, and we are going to, and I'm using 20 gauge today just because I don't know, I felt like my 22 gauge is just a little bendy for this project. Well, it probably would have been fine, but so let's think about this a little bit. So there's our one end, all right? So if this is the part that sticks out below the book, you know, I don't want to put anything thick that goes inside the book necessarily. So that hangs out there. Then we've got, you know, if we use this as the bigger size book we would use, I would say like starting about here, I could be down here. We'll wire wrap some flowers into that. So, question is, should I put a cactus in here? Or just a flower? Let's see. The holes are a little tight in those. So what do you think that would be? I think that would be cute. Huh? All right. Oh, guess I should do my loop first, huh? Remember one of those days? It's cloudy here today, and I think it's like throwing off my I don't know. It's throwing me off my game a little bit here for some reason. All right, so I'm going to connect that. And you'll notice, so as I'm doing this, I did make a decision that, well, actually it won't matter, but I'm making sure that my cactus is hanging in the right direction. flower. Right. Because I feel like I'm a little off my game today. Let's see if we can get that to wrap nicely. I'm going to push this bead up next to it so I can not have my wire move as I'm trying to tuck it in. All right. And now we're going to hook the other end to this chain. All right, this is the piece I cut off because I'm basically making a beaded chain, right? So, all right. Hold that and we'll wrap our wire through there. All right, so now I have one end, and then I have my long piece that's going to go through the book. Then this will hang around the side. And we can either leave all that space or we can shorten it. Let's see what we can add more. We could add a second section in the middle there, or we can just add one on the end. I think I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna add one in the middle here. So it seems like a good distance there. All right, so I'm cutting the chain, so I have about an inch down, and then I'm going to attach another group of beads. So we've got some choices here. We could, I said, I think I'm going to put the pink and the arrow on the bottom. We could do this one again. Or we could do that with pink beads. Any thoughts on whether I should do that with pink beads? Or should I do the purple again? So I was thinking then our bottom one is going to have, I was going to do the pink, but I could do purple there. And I could also, you know, just do the same, maybe we'll do the flower with the purple again for the bottom part there. And we'll do a pink, the cactus. Now make sure, if you're using beads that only go in one direction, that they go in the direction that you want them to go. So we're making a loop to put on our chain here. And I am just twisting that around with my fingers as far as I can. And I'm going to tighten it with my pliers. And we're going to tuck that in. Okay. And now we're going to make the one that we're going to attach to another piece of chain. So all right. Let's get that all right, so we got that guy tucked in. And now I think we just need our end piece. The other arrow. All right, so let's 2, 3, 4, 6. All right. So I'm going to have a little extra chain to add to my my chain leftovers pile. Never throw away, chain, or even if you just have a couple links left, they can come in really handy if you need a closed link for anything. Let me move these. All right. So now we are going to add our flower. We're gonna do our 90 degrees. We are making a small loop with our round nose pliers. And then I'm going to stick it on the end of the chain here. Hold on to the chain and wrap the wire around. You have to slide my beads up again to make this wrap nicely. There. Our chain, or our ends tucked in. I'm sorry that I'm going off the screen a lot today. That's what happens when I zoom in too much. Let's zoom out a little. All right, our last connection is going to go to the our arrow. So we're going to make a loop here. And actually, you know what? I think I need a bigger loop because that hole in the arrow sits down further. So let's open that up a little. Maybe not that big. All right, I'm doing kind of a big loop because you'll see the opening, the hole sits down a little ways in there, and I want the arrow to be able to move around. Okay. Slide that on there. And we do have room for it to move around. I think that's a good size loop though, actually. So, all right, now we just need to wrap that till it's tight. I know some people, you know, are very conscientious about making sure their wrapped loops are only like 2 wraps or exactly 2.5 wraps. Yeah, I'm apparently not quite that talented at making sure that my lengths, you know, the length between the loop and the bead is all the same. So I just wrap them until it's filled in and tight. I like my beads. Most of the time I don't like my beads to move around. All right. We have our beaded bookmark. So here's our 2 ends. It's going to match. So we used our arrows. We used wire wrapping on each of these beaded links. Remember, the cactus and the flowers represent my hobby of taking pictures of cactus blooms. Then I added just some more cactus and some blooms in here. And I have a longer side, because a long piece of chain, because that's going to go through the book. I mean, you could have the, I mean, you could tuck beads into your book, but you probably don't want to. But I think I made it long enough. See, if I pull it all the way up, it'll probably fit through a larger book as well. But then your, you know, your one end dangles down there, and your other end just dangles off to the side here. And there we go. Yay. I will have to, just have to figure out the best way to photograph that so that people know how it works. I guess I could lay it next to the book. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, there we go. I think we hit all the high points. All right, so just as a reminder, we will be back on Sunday for week 4. And we will draw And I think we will go ahead and make the blue sun catcher kit so that people can actually see what that looks like in case you're wanting to make them for the holidays. Hearts are good year round though, remember that. Send a little love. Oh, thank you, Janelda. You know, when I'm working with flowers and crystals and cactus, I'm always a happy person. All right, so the other, so guys, the other reason I made this design, you know, I added a few extra beads on here, is it actually holds that weight a little so that it doesn't try to pull out of your book so much. Although I might find that it actually doesn't work very well, so who knows. All right, so thanks again, as always, for joining me, for supporting me. Again, like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube, where all the videos reside. If you want to catch the sale, oh, I did see that you posted it. Yeah. If you want to catch the sale, like I said, I'm running it through the 16th, so you can get that. Bundles are where you get your best deal, so that's 3 or more items. I did post some pictures, like if you wanted to just do a bundle of our bead mixes, you could do that. You can do a bundle of cards if there's cards you haven't bought. You can do the bundles that go with the cards. So any 3 items or more is considered a bundle. But as I was saying earlier, the way I had to put the coupons on the website, if you ordered 3 of the new designs of Suncatchers, it will not allow you to use the bundle coupon. So if you want to do something like that, you need to direct message me and I will send you an invoice. So if you're new to me, I will need your email to send you an invoice. But I appreciate all that, and I'm looking forward to coming up with some new things for you. I'm hoping I get some good finds at the gem show next week, so that I can it'll help me with some of my projects that I'm working on for you guys. So I will be back Sunday at noon. I hope you all have a great week, and don't forget to post what you're working on. Love to see it. Even if you're not doing something with the cards, we'd still love to see it, and we'd love to have you play along in our group. So I hope to see you all soon, and I'm sure many of you I will see around in other places on Facebook. So we'll see you soon. Bye.